welcome to the Roundtable. This is episode 68. We are your weekly live panel show / podcast. You guys can tap in every Tuesday at 6:30. Normally 6:30. We're a little late today, but you can tap in every Tuesday. We're going to be talking about trending topics. You can also shoot us some topics that you would like us to touch on and kind of give our opinions on. Let us know what you want to hear about. We'll bring it up. We'll let you know what we think, and then tell us in the comments what you guys think about our opinions. But let's just get this started because I know you guys have been waiting. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're in the house. That helps the stream get out. Let people know you're here. We are, I believe the whole gang is here. Actually, we have one person that's going to be tapping in momentarily. But let me bring in the crew. Hold on. Hello, Floyd. Good to see you. All right. My co-hostess with the most has been waiting for her to come back, and she is here with her beloved team. So hang tight. The one and only Denise Castillo.
Hi, hi, sis.
Welcome
Hi.
home. Welcome back, sis.
No, it's so good to see you.
I know it's so good to see you too. I know I missed you. This was crazy, like going that long without
right?
each other. It felt so weird. Yeah.
It did, It did.
Yeah, definitely did it. Yes, we're back. And we have a gentleman here who's always mysterious when we first come up. But let's see if he shows his face or not. The one and only Two-Faced Entertainment.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? How you guys doing? Good to see you. Hi Denise. Good to see you.
Same
Good
here.
to see
you. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hi Jen. How's everybody? How you guys doing? How you good?
Yep.
I think we got some comments now. You guys hit the thumbs up when you come in because for some reason it's only showing me a couple comments, but it says there's several people in here. So let me know you're here. Let us know you're here. Floyd, how are you? He says hello to the crew. Hello to
Floyd's birthday. Floyd's birthday's. I'm gonna put you on blast, Floyd. Your birthday's on Friday.
Floyd. Well, we'll say happy early birthday, but we'll get him on next Tuesday too. So it's a little right after, right?
This Friday.
Oh, this Friday.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to you.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Yeah. Jesse. Good to see you. How are you doing? All right. And we do see this guy in the background. He's going to tap in a minute here. But House of Tattoo or Firme Radio is supposed to be here back tonight. So
you changed his name?
I think so. So nice. we gotta question him and ask him what that's all about. I'm excited to hear about it. I was
looking for him earlier and I was like, what the heck is happening? Where did he go? Yeah.
Yeah.
I went live for a few minutes the other day and I kept saying house, but I can't break that. You know what I mean? Like even though the names.
Yeah.
You just need the base and But how are you, sis? I've missed you. We missed you. Everybody's been asking for you, praying for you.
Thank you. Yes. First and foremost, yep. I want to just say thank you. Thank you to everybody. I know that we're still getting some people are tapping in right now, but especially want to just send my appreciation to everybody that, that's been there on this journey, this craziness of what's been going on in my life. Losing my niece to a sudden death has me shook still. I'm still in disbelief, but I know that God and all of you guys and your prayers are being answered, for me and my family. So yeah, with that being said, I just want to again say thank you for everybody's prayer, everybody's donations, just everything that went on this past month. I'm so grateful for you guys, just being my family, man, being my extended family. You guys know already that each and every one of you are appreciated, each and every single one. If I had to name all you guys, I mean, I would. Everybody's in the chat. Floyd, Big B, Crust, Sister, Fred, just everybody, every single one of you guys. So just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.
You're welcome. Thank you. And then, you know what? And we it's like when we talked, before, and I said, you know what, I stepped back, but my line's always open. So
Yeah. And
so yeah,
that's
we get
it.
my
That's it.
condolences.
That's just it, you guys. Just that little prayer that you guys put forth and put into motion. Just God knows. Like I I can't ask for anything more or anything less. That's prayers were are needed still, and just appreciated.
Yeah,
Thank you, sis, for having patience with me, being off for a little while. But yeah, I'm ready to move forward, and see, what the rest of this life has for us.
that's right. That's right.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And
Having
we're still here for you, though, Denise. I think I
Thank
speak
you.
for everybody. We're still out here for you. So
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you, Fred, for reals, because what we say hours on the phone, huh, Fred? Like
yeah, yeah. There's times that we
we
stay.
say
Yeah,
hours, like hours on the phone. So I'm just like, dang, man, that's cool when you have time for somebody like that, and just the vent, whatever's on your mind and what's on your heart and stuff. That
yeah,
we're here for each other. You know,
yeah. Definitely, definitely.
this too, man. She put up with all my all my stuff, my baggage. And, yeah,
that's what it's all about, right?
Right.
Like
yeah,
when your
Yeah,
family,
no, yeah. It's what we're here for. We're not family. Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So thank you all, you guys.
You're welcome.
what's up? What's up?
You're
We love
welcome.
you.
Big
So
deal.
what is new?
Isha,
Anything else going on that you want to bring up, or kind of just go from there?
Oh, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
No, it's all you did.
I wanted to extend my prayers out to Jojo and his family too. Today was his father's viewing. Just
Oh,
pray that that he's just surrounding him right now with his love and grace and mercy, and just being that father that Jojo needs right now. And that's
hey,
what we
well, our condolences to him and his family.
for sure.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Prayers and
Um,
effort, sent his way as well. What's up,
Yes.
Jesus? Good to see you.
Love you too, Julia.
you know,
Yeah.
and then I think we've all been there, so we understand.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so it's yeah.
yeah.
So sincerely,
And that's the truth, because that's what I was gonna say, Fred. We've all had a family member, somebody close to us that has passed, and let me tell you, man, it's just a hard thing to deal with each and every
yeah,
time. Each and every time. But that what I'm going through, I know what and it's nothing like losing a sibling. I've been there, done that too, and a niece, that never lost a niece before, but this one, you
yeah,
know, this one hit home, and uh, you know, it's
Difficult.
everything. We're all the same. We all experience the same thing. Like a loss
yeah, yeah,
is crazy. It's a loss,
yeah.
and it's so
Go
hard to
through
deal with.
through our emotional roller coaster, if you will.
Yeah,
So
Then
true.
sometimes it's like you catch yourself laughing, and you're like,
yeah,
man, because you remember a good time. You know,
yeah,
and then there's sometimes, at least for me, it was like felt a little guilty. Like why am I laughing? But then it's like no, you wanted those memories to live on.
right,
It's a
right,
good
right.
thing, and it's part of the healing.
Yeah,
And then one thing I will say, and I've heard this happen to people. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, get over it already. It's already been this long." It's like we all mourn different.
yeah.
We all mourn different. You cannot tell somebody how
Mhm.
to take that. I
Yeah,
mean, you know, and,
yep,
and it's different opposed to somebody saying, "Hey, I'll be there. I'll be there," when they've never been through it.
yes,
It's different. It's just different. It's a little different. But when somebody understands, I mean, it's you know,
yeah,
it's just a lot more genuine.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's interesting as well. Like, no matter how different everybody's maybe background or lifestyle or family is, like we can
Yeah,
all relate on, most of us anyways, most all of us can relate on loss.
yeah,
yeah,
So
yeah,
can extend that heartfelt place and
yeah.
support each other. It's good to see you guys in the chat as well. So
oh
let's
God, I
see.
don't keep up in a long time.
I know. Got some
Mhm.
people in that haven't been here for a while. So welcome everyone. Let's
Yes.
hit the thumbs up on the way in. We got some stuff to talk about. So let's see. Moving into what has been going on. Anything else you want to share before Fred lets us know what he's been up to?
Mhm. Good. Anything you want to share, Denise? Anything else before I go on?
No, not right now. No.
Yeah.
No, just good to be back, you guys. Like
Well,
just
it's good to
missed you
have you
guys
back.
like crazy, man. Just you know, good to be back.
Yes. Good feedback. All right.
It's good to
Okay.
have you back, though.
It
Well,
definitely
Thank you.
is. I know. I was like, I wanted to reach through the screen and hug you when I saw her.
Aw.
virtual hug.
Right.
Yes.
Um,
I know. So, Fred, what is up with you? What's been going on the last week or
ooh,
so?
the last week, well, I've had an interesting week. First of all, um, I'll do I don't know if I'm doing the heart rate, but I'll
Right.
just,
I always feel that way too.
I'll just, hey, um, yeah, I'll leave that one there. But what I know there was a couple of things that happened to me. One of the most closest things that happened to me recently was Sunday night. I was coming home on the freeway, and I don't know if it was a cat or it looked too big to be a cat. I think it was more of a raccoon kind of
Mm.
deal.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm going 65 miles an hour. I drive the speed limit, but it's dark. It's at night. So by the time you see anything, in the road, by the time the lights hit it, you're
Oh.
real close. If you
Hmm.
try to avoid it, you're gonna end up crashing the car.
Yeah.
So I hit it, and I could hear like I was like,
Oh.
dang, like, that sounded like super
Yeah.
hard, but it looked like whatever. I believe it was a raccoon or a cat. I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Whatever it was big. Maybe it was even a bobcat. I don't know. But anyhow,
A wolf?
but- no, I think it was more of a cat kind of deal, or a rodent like a raccoon kind of thing. But anyhow, it was big. But anyhow, like the thing was like. I told the person I was with, or the person told me, she was like, "Hey, you know what? Was that what was it, a cat or what? That I don't know. Like we were just talking about it, right?" She said,
Yeah.
"Well, the car in front of us must have hit it. Like there was way up ahead in front of us." And then I said, "You know what?" I said, "It probably well, we took it out of its misery. I mean, if they were suffering.
Oh.
So so anyways, by the time I got home, so I'm like driving, so I parked. And then when I took off again, I hear dragging like I
Oh.
was like, what the heck's going on? You know what I mean? Because then nothing had happened. But this is when I parked, all of a sudden dropped this person off, and then I was coming home and I hear this dragging on the car.
No.
So I pulled over on my way back home, and I got out the car. Well, my whole front end bumper was off. Like whatever it hit, it would just knocked it all right out of the front end. Like, oh man! So I kind of put it. Hey, there he is. Hey, welcome back,
Hey,
brother. Welcome back.
saludos,
Ah.
man.
Good to see
Ah.
you.
His
Good to see you.
grandmother.
Hey, Jan,
Granny.
it's just like I haven't used this. I'm sorry to interrupt. My bad, man. My
Hey,
bad.
don't interfere. I was just telling them that no more Guardians of the Galaxy, man. I took out Rocket Raccoon. You
Oh,
know,
shoot.
Yeah.
You hit a
Turns out,
raccoon, huh?
yeah.
Rocket Raccoon is like, oh well.
Man.
I'm happy.
I think that's what it was. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
See
so
dog.
anyway, anyhow, guys. So just today I got it fixed. So good
Nice.
thing nothing happened. There was nothing, no big deal.
Hey.
But I'm glad I got it fixed. I got the car fixed, and hey, it just knocked out the whole front end. Because a lot of these, it's a Honda. A lot of these cars are put together. It's just plastic.
Right.
So it just really whatever it was. Maybe it was a bigger cat. I don't know because it knocked out my whole front end. And I was like,
That sounds
nothing bent though, nothing.
or yeah, that
Hey, as
sounds
long as you're not eating it, right?
No, yeah, I didn't go back for it like jet plant or nothing, bro. I kept going. I kept going. Good thing I didn't go back. I would have dragged my bumper all the way home. Dragged my bumper all the way home. I was like,
that's
Hey,
crazy.
I'm on my phone right now because I haven't used this computer in such a long time. It
um,
changed everything around. And now when you send me the link, it doesn't go on my Outlook on here. So I could just, bam, just hit it on there. It totally changed everything. So it's
Wow.
updating and all, because I haven't had this on for who knows how long, Jen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Wow.
It'll
so
connect
I can't
to-
see really because everything's small. So I have
Okay.
my reading glasses on right now. So
Okay.
Right, right. So I will
Okay.
everyone just saying what's up, basically saying hello, good to see you. Um,
Yeah.
dang, Fred, I'm glad you got your car fixed, but that sounds kind of crazy.
Yeah, scary.
Yeah, no, yeah. And you know what? Something else happened. I forgot what else. I had an adventure, actually, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, I mean, nothing happened to us or anything in the car. So it's like, and that's the way I see it. You know what, guys? I'm gonna tell you something. Like,
Darn.
that's the kind of person I am. Like, it didn't stress me out. It was just kind of like, it can get fixed. Like, whatever.
Yeah,
Dude. Like,
Yeah.
it can get
right.
fixed. I mean, it's don't worry about things like that. I mean, it could be replaced. It could be fixed. Like, whatever. And
Yeah,
take
it
it like
did.
a grain of
It's
salt, huh? Take it like a grain of salt, right?
Yeah, take it there. I mean, what you can't control it if the bumper's falling off, and no, you know what? And I kind of put it on, so it was kind of like just a little off, right? So my neighbor over here, like my son came home yesterday, he goes, "Hey, the neighbor was over there playing with the bumper." I was like, "Why's she touching my car, dude?" Like, what I mean? She's all messing with my car. I got up this morning, the whole bumper came off again. I'm like, "Why's she touching my car, dude? Like, leave my car alone, man. Don't touch my car, lady." Like, it's just like whatever. But so now we fixed it. She'll probably go mess with it again and be like, "Oh, it's back on."
Uh,
That's probably true. Probably true.
that's funny.
We get the
Hey,
inspector
so
over
how's
there to
everybody
take them off.
doing? How's everybody doing, man?
Good.
Good,
It's
man.
good to
It's
see.
in trouble.
That's what
Good.
I was saying. We were all saying, like, wow, look at the gangs here. It's
Yeah, man. It's good to be back.
We're
that's
back.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Nice
It's good
seeing
to
you,
be back.
Papa.
Yeah, you're looking good.
Little complications here, but I'll have it resolved by next time.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. You're good, man. So everything looks small right now for you, or
Yeah, that's why I got the reading glasses on, so I can
oh,
see
okay, okay.
you guys.
Well, you know what? That's a good thing for me, though. If I look small, that thanks. I look small.
You're about this big, Holmes. You're about this big.
You know what? So I just had to bring a sense of humor into the room here. So
Yeah.
yeah, man. No,
So
yeah, it's
how
Good to
cool.
see you, Jen. Good to
Yes.
see you, Denise, and good to see
Ralph.
you.
Welcome back.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man. Welcome back. Yeah, no, for real, man, for real.
definitely.
yeah.
How's Big Dog and Big Pearl doing?
Oh, big dog, big pearl. She's a little pig, is what she is. She's
Right?
not a dog. She's a pig. But
Aw.
they're doing real good, man. The dogs are doing real good. You
That's
know,
That's
good. That's good.
yeah.
Keeping them hydrated.
Everything's doing good. Finally getting on track here. Somewhat getting on track, but keep on pushing. Been focusing. I've been away for a minute. You guys know that. Been going
Yeah,
through some personal things, and I'm good now. I'm good.
you're good.
I'm good.
That's good to hear. And
Yeah.
that's one thing, honestly, bro. Like the thing I've also learned in life too is like, hey, you know what? Like, yeah, we have our moments, where something kind of, takes us sideways a little bit, be what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, but keep moving forward, dude. Keep moving forward, and,
Yeah.
and at the end of it all, it's easier said than done. But like we said here, we all, excuse me, we all call each other and
God, what's
so
the
forth.
lesson to learn? You told me you did what I told you were supposed to do. So I
Yeah,
left it as good. Okay,
yeah,
I won't fight with you. Let it be.
yeah, yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
no, we move forward, move forward, and you know what? I'll say this, and you know what? Uh, as cliche as it may sound, it's God's plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's reason things are happening. They're preparing us for other things, and we got to just trust in that. The unfortunate, sometimes it feels like, wow, I don't know what that means, but you know, but that's just what it is, sometimes.
Yep.
It was a good thing. It actually was a good thing because it made me stop and start focusing on myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I've been doing pretty good. I've been doing real good, man. You
Well,
know,
I
yeah,
I've
do.
been exercising,
Well,
been
you'll
doing things I haven't did in a while.
yeah.
So it's a
A
good
lot
thing.
of self reflection, right?
Yeah, I had to just stop and think, and I said, okay, but it came out to be a very good thing. You know,
Good.
I'm happy. I'm here. I'm healthier than I was. I feel healthy.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
So
That's what it's about. Well, that's good. I'm glad to
yeah,
hear that. It's
yeah. So
definitely.
everything's going good. It's good to see you guys, though. It's good to see
No,
you.
no, it's good to see you too,
How's
man. It's good to see everybody. And
the
me, I'm being healthy and drinking water.
All
Nice.
right.
Well,
Hey,
well, but see,
hey,
I only drink
cheers.
them while I'm on here.
Cheers.
I'm only drinking while I'm on here. No, not for real. No, I drink them out when I'm over here doing my thing. But yeah,
Yes.
man, no, it's cool. It's cool, man. It's good to have you guys all back here. It's good to see everybody.
Yes.
And you know what,
Right.
guys, and we'll continue to move forward. We'll
Get
get this
no
going, and
get
we're still here for everybody. I mean, that's a good thing.
It seemed
Right.
like forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It felt like it, right? So much has
Yeah.
happened then too. So it's like, man, where do we pick back up? Like, what did we miss that we could throw back in there? But yes,
I've been like picking up and watching you guys and replaying it back, here and there, but
Yeah.
most of all, I just been keeping myself busy and focusing on myself, which is a good thing, man. It's like I feel better. I mean,
yeah,
like I said, I caught COVID again towards the ending of all that other crap, and I caught it, but I got my smelling and my taste back again, so
oh
we're
That's
good.
doing
good.
good.
That's good.
yeah. Polo Trucker says House has been busting burpees with his lokes on.
I know, it's
I
so
know.
good.
Hey, but shout out to I was checking out on his thing today because he was telling the GoPro, let's go, don't die out on me.
He's doing the stairs. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Hey,
man,
hey, vato locos forever, eh?
you know what, man? I was watching that and I had to turn it off because I was eating and he made me feel like crap. So no, dude, I don't like that. No, not for other kids. I'm like,
Hey,
I was
hey,
eating. I was
Cholo
working out.
Trucker. Yeah, I just want to say this to Cholo Trucker. Hey, man, you're an inspiration, man. I watch you, and I'm over here pumping some iron, lifting weights, doing push-ups, and I says, man, keep on pushing, brother.
Oh
So
yeah,
more power
definitely.
to you.
Man, wish him the best on that time,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be a journey
Conquer
for.
those scares, brother.
Right, right.
Oh, man.
That's so. Let's
Well,
see. I don't know. I mean, all the political stuff going on. I really could have used your opinion jumping in here, but I
oh yeah,
guess we'll jump right into it. Allegedly, supposedly, not allegedly. I guess they arrested someone that tried to make an attempt on Trump. We'll just touch on that real quick because people already. I don't know. I don't think he got any rounds off, but I believe a Secret Service person saw something poking through the fence at the golf grounds and was able to take some shots off at him and go ahead and catch him away from the scene somewhere. But speaking of GoPros, they did find a GoPro on the fence where the man, I guess, was waiting for like 12 hours. They said he was right there posted up for 12 hours, and he had some backpacks and different things like that. But I mean,
wow.
people really didn't talk about it too much. Like
Yeah.
it came in the news, and then all of a sudden, like the Diddy thing came up, so it kind of went away. What I feel like happened.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, there's been a lot of stuff on Diddy, and then first the president, the former president, and then Diddy, man, and it's like a surprise, a day
Yeah.
ahead.
See,
Wow.
that's important you say that though too, because a lot of people, even the last time, it was like, oh, there was an attempt on the president. He was a former president. He's actually not the president. So there's a difference, and people
Yeah.
kind of run with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I didn't get a chance to see. Like unfortunately, I was a little busy today with a lot of stuff going on, but yeah, I didn't see the attempt. I did see early in the morning with the Diddy thing, and I was like, man, like, yeah, that was a whole lot of stuff. But I'll let you guys go on with, and then we'll get into what
Yeah,
we
we'll
need to
jump
get
into
into.
that one right now. But one thing that I did notice, I mean, this is awful that we're going to have to talk about this all the time, but like I think we've talked about it several times. There's been different school,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And I
yeah,
did notice that recently there was another school shooting that happened in Georgia, and this is the
yeah.
second set of parents now that are being tried as well as the child or young person
Yeah.
that did that. So the name of the father, I believe, is Colin Gray. The father of the suspect in the Appalachia High School shooting in Georgia has been charged with multiple counts, including MURDER and involuntary manslaughter. The charges against Gray as follows: 2 counts of second degree, you know what, and 4 counts involuntary manslaughter, as well as 8 counts of cruelty to children. I saw the video of the dad in the courtroom, and he was like just rocking back and forth.
yeah.
I mean, like just zoned out. His son was at the next desk over, just, I don't know. He looked like he was just sitting there, but the dad was tripping. He looked like he was zoned out.
Yeah, the dad was more nervous than the son was. You could tell big time. Yeah.
Yeah, he
See how
was.
easy things can change. Your life can change easily, but you got to be careful what's going on. But see, they already had previous encounters with about him doing something. He was going to do something before, a year before, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then the dad went and bought him.
Yeah. You can't.
Christmas or birthday. I'm just like, no.
Oh, he bought the weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's what's crazy to me is like, if you know, a lot of us are, everybody wants to think their children are the most perfect, wonderful, beautiful things on the earth. And to us parents, they're always going to be. But if you know your child suffers from things that are not, they're not all the way there, don't go out buying them no automatic weapon or encouraging them to do things like that. Like, your antenna should be up at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, if they are now, I mean, if they weren't then, they are now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He has to pay for his actions, the dad.
That's
right.
Yeah, that's kind of ironic to me, though. I mean, yeah, there's probably people that are gonna disagree with that, but I don't think that's that. Yeah, I don't agree with that being a safe thing to just let a kid have. Going to the range is one thing, but at home it's just I don't know. It's just there's too much stuff going on. I mean, for that kind of stuff. Which what's that one? The original Willy Wonka movie. You guys remember that scene with the cowboy kid and he had the little cap gun or whatever, and he's like, "It's a Colt 45." He goes, "No, my dad said I can't get one because I'm too young or something." And then the dad goes, "Not until you're 12, son." And I'm like, "What the heck?" Like, it's just I mean, it's funny, but it's like, what the heck? It was just kind of like, what the? But I mean, it's meant to be funny,
Yeah.
But and sarcastic. But we've come into a world now where it's no longer funny.
Yeah.
It's no longer funny. That's the situation. I mean, but yeah, I can't say I agree with that also as well. Sorry about that.
Isn't it 21 and above, or isn't it nationwide or what? Like, in order to get a gun?
Doesn't it vary by state? I'm not sure. If someone in the comment can let us know if you know. I'm not positive.
What was that, Klaus? I didn't.
Is that law nationwide, or is it just certain states for 21 and above? You remember they went and raised it up. You have to be 21 and above to get a gun or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's everywhere. I know it's California, but you can, anybody can get like a shotgun at 18.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, still, I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Looks like you've been doing your push-ups, big dog. Yard time.
Programming, man. It feels good. I haven't worked out like this in a while because of when I had the spinal injury on my neck. I stopped because I couldn't do it because it always flared up, But after all these years gone by, because I used to go to the gym before, and I said, you know what? I'm just gonna start doing it and try it little by little, and it feels good. So, but I'm not lifting heavy weights like I used to, But it feels good, man.
Yeah, that's good. So I looked that up. look that up real quick and briefly. It says the minimum age to buy a GUN in the United States depends on the type of weapon and whether or not the seller is licensed. Federal law, the minimum age to buy a hand GUN from a licensed dealer is 21 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to a legit dealer, then yeah, it looks like 21.
Mm-hmm.
And while minimum age to buy a rifle or other type is 18 years old.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It's seems difference though. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, what about those convention places that they have gun conventions, man? Can't you pick up one easily there?
No,
You
you
know,
still have a waiting period. You still have a waiting period, and they have to go through your background check and all.
That's
Okay.
yeah.
yeah, I don't
Hey,
know.
so
I've never done anything
Yeah.
like that.
how do you guys feel about the second attempt? I mean, like, what do you think about the guy in general? I mean, how he is, you know? He's up there in age, right? 50 something, 50.
He was 58,
Yeah.
so he's quite a bit older than the first, the young man that was
Yeah, he's
taken
up there.
out. It seems like he has a history of some mental issues, and
Yeah,
he's kind
yeah,
of radical about some of his political beliefs. They said
yeah.
he even tried to volunteer himself to go over and go to fight for
Right.
Ukraine, and they
Yeah.
denied him because he was too cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that should tell you something,
Right. They don't even want
I
him.
mean, he traveled a lot, and he followed, former President Trump around. He wasn't like out of the spotlight or anything like that. Like that. Sorry.
Mhm.
He traveled a lot.
Yeah,
He was a
like that.
felon.
He has a long record. Yes, he's a felon.
Yeah, you know what? I don't condone violence like that, even political stuff like that. I mean, come on, you know, but right now both parties are just blaming each other and going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good. It's not good, but
No.
if we
Yeah,
got to vote, we got to, I don't know, take the lesser of two evils and, you know, look at policies. Like if you guys seen the debate, you know, and they were just getting back at each other, going back and forth. You know, nobody even gave an answer to the questions that they were asked. You know, a straight answer. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get to watch it live. We were actually, we were doing the roundtable, but I did go back and watch it, and like you said, it was pretty much just mudslinging back and forth. In my opinion, I didn't really feel like I learned anything one way or the other personally, so I just kept it pushing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's unfortunate. But you know what? I mean, going back to the whole mental thing or whatever, it doesn't come with age. You know, some people are. You know, I hate to always go into the mental thing with everything. I mean, I think also too. Um, we also got to understand too. There's a lot of people who are very passionate in what they believe in, that they're taking drastic measures, and
Yeah,
I think that's not cool, man. That's where it's that's where it's wrong. You know, we as again, um, God darn it, again as Americans, you know, it's not going to be passionate about it, but we need to learn to respect each other's opinions. You know, even
Yeah.
if it's in their favor. You know, I mean that I think that's the biggest thing because we always turn to mental health. Something happens, it's mental health, but it's like no, man. I mean, I understand people are passionate about what they believe in, but you don't gotta take those drastic measures, man. I mean, you're really not gonna change much, you know. I mean, other than get yourself in trouble, you know.
Yeah.
That's
right.
really it. That's how I see things, you know. I mean,
But even the politicians are getting crazy. Like, I mean, you know, and I'm
yeah,
not. They're raising the bar. They're like throwing fuel into the fire,
Yeah.
basically. You know,
Yeah,
and rather
it's,
than telling what the policies are about, you know, what they're gonna do for us. You know?
yeah,
yeah,
it does feel that way. Yeah, I don't like that feeling, but I mean that I don't know. All we can do is keep having open conversations, and everybody can feel how they feel and vote how they vote, and it doesn't change the fact that I'm gonna love who I love anyways. You know what I mean? Like my friends, family. But shoot,
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
now that sounds like
They're eating the dogs.
right, right.
It's just
Oh man, that was hilarious. And they're eating the squirrels. They're eating the
Casa, good to see you doing well. Lokes, I send mine.
saludos, man, to everybody. I wish I could see the comments and everything, but I'll
Yeah,
get
that's
this.
why. Right. I'm going to read them out. That's why the next week you get send mine. So what it I don't know. Let's just go ahead and jump into the Diddy thing then. I mean, that seems to be the story that took over. I mean, the airwaves. And personally, I feel like Fred, you kind of mentioned this previously. You said this was going to happen. It was just a matter of time.
yeah. Well, a couple of shows ago, right? I mentioned about saying September was definitely taken in at some point.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, you know what? And I'll put it to you guys like this: it's really been a mess since yesterday with the whole thing. First of all, he was supposed to turn himself in today, but they hurried up and got him in yesterday.
Okay.
They're not saying why, you know, but I mean, he showed up. His attorney said, "Oh, he's innocent. He's going to fight it to the end." Yada yada yada. I mean, they did find weapons. Yeah, I think he got two counts. One is the S trafficking.
So it
Yeah,
says Sean Diddy Combs was charged with S trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and cross
yeah,
transportation of 304s. If any of you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So I mean, that's enough, already. But one thing I'll point out, one thing I will point out, and we'll get back into the whole Diddy thing. I believe is one of the law enforcement people. I forgot which one it was, but he did say we don't care who you are, how much money you have, how wealthy you are, and how famous you are. We are going to take action and arrest you. Like, to me, that's a sign that there's a lot of people coming down that pipeline. That more famous people that are involved in that situation, because they did mention the videos being found. You know, and again, like even before everybody had gone, we had mentioned this before. The feds are not going to raid your house without no evidence. You know,
right.
so the Diddy thing. I mean, I think it's just been a long time coming. I mean, he's trying to bail out. They denied his bail. Uh,
$50 million he offered, right? He
yeah,
offered up 50 million, and they said no thanks.
yeah, yeah. So they
That's
He's a,
said,
he's a,
see,
he's a flight risk,
yeah,
He has his own personal
yeah,
planes and all.
Yeah.
And
that's
even
the
if he
thing.
turns into his passport, he still can take off, right? And fly
Yeah,
somewhere else.
right.
yeah.
I heard that he handed his passport over allegedly. This is what was said on the station earlier, as well as his mom handed hers over. All of his kids handed theirs over. He offered the 50 mil plus another property, and they still told him no thanks. You ain't going nowhere.
Right, I
See,
would have done this.
Right.
that's sick. That's sick. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. Because he's used to that kind of stuff. He's used to buying his way out of stuff.
Yeah.
But,
They're not.
but now, Fred, is all the other people that are going to be brought up pretty soon. You know what I'm saying? There's some
Yeah,
other people, not just him. It's going to trickle down to all these other people because they're going back to what 2008, I think.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You know what? There's one.
And
Um, I forgot the name of the song. There's a song with the rap artist French Montana. I think
Yeah.
like 2 albums ago,
Mhm.
and the chorus on the song is Diddy screaming. He's screaming, yelling something about something about. He says something about Jesus Christ or something. He says something in the video. He's yelling at somebody, but the way they said they had got that chorus in that song was French Montana took that video and added the audio to his song.
Hmm.
So this has been going on forever. You know,
Wow.
people tend to forget that. You know, the other thing, and I'll say it here. I've said it on my channel, but I'll say it here.
Hmm.
A little bit before Diddy was raided,
Mhm.
I want to say maybe a couple of weeks before that, rap artist Fat Joe came forward and said, "I just want to let everybody know that 98% of my raps are all fake." And I thought that was kind of odd. Like, okay, so what? Like, okay, I get whatever.
No.
Mhm.
Looking back now in retrospect, they're like, kind of like, hey, hey, like, no, not me, kind of deal. But they were buddies, they were around together,
Yeah,
Uh,
it makes sense because there was I forget which artist it was, but there's someone. He's a younger rap artist. He's in prison right now, awaiting trial. And basically, you guys will probably know, some of you. He did a whole song about murking his friend. It was in a song though, but it like played out to be very spot on to the crime scene.
yes, yes.
So
One of the younger rappers, the new ones, right? That one of
yeah,
the I forgot the
so
name.
there's laws changing in different states as far as can the lyrics, can the songs be used
Mhm.
against artists, or is it considered a
Oh
form
yeah.
of artistic? You know what I mean? Like that's just their artistic rights or whatever. But
Mhm.
listen, there's a lot of people that are going to be popped, of course. Not to take it there, but I'm going to take it there. How and on what are you doing
Yeah.
to need 1,000 bottles of baby oil?
Oh, yeah, I know.
That, what is that going to show you? How often, how many times stuff like that happens? I mean, come on. You see that? I was like, what? That's crazy. That is
That's too
crazy,
much. That's just too.
right?
Yeah, I will never be able to look at a baby oil.
It's the same.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man.
Bella Trucker says, I know there were rumors that Beyonce and Jay-Z were involved in some of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, I don't know. I have heard some of the same on different shows and articles, so I don't know.
You didn't see the meme I put up today. It's just a meme that I put up today.
But yeah, it says here, okay, so
And
a little clip of
they're
that
going to take
article.
away.
Among the most sordid revelations was that more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube were seized from his home.
Oh my god.
Combs was also accused of making women have, with male hired people, until they were so worn out. Darlene mentioned this, that they required IV hydration and medication to be brought
Wow.
back conscious enough to continue with what his demands were.
Man,
His enterprise, he had a lot of basketball players. One was a mule. I can't remember his name. And
Hmm.
bringing the drugs, they had this thing cracking and set off to. They knew what they were doing. It was organized.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
No
so
doubt.
all that's going to be a hard insight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, when they did mention 1,000 bottles of baby oil, I'm like, what the heck? You know,
Yeah, that's
you come,
that's
you
crazy.
coming out of the Diddy party all shiny, like, hey, what's up? Like, you just all drenched,
Shine,
like, what the heck, man? Like,
Hey,
shine.
there's baby oil all over the place, huh?
like, like who's cleaning that up, man? It's like,
Oh
you know,
no.
I don't know, man. I'm making light of it, but you know what? It's sick, man. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they, they caught weapons too with the numbers scratched off.
Right. So
Yeah.
Um,
that would be a big one because I know New York doesn't play with the whole weapon thing, right? Like they're not known to be cool with that.
They were telling how many years that he can get possibly from this, and they were talking decades.
yeah.
Multiple decades. Yeah.
And you know what, man? I'll tell you that this, I still can't wrap my head around it, guys. That when somebody has that much money, you're still dabbling in this stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, why? Why?
His was a straight out power trip. He had the power. I mean, he had
Yeah.
people under his. How would I describe it? He tells you if you don't want to do this, you ain't gonna get to where you want to be. You want to be a singer? I'll
Yeah.
stop that. He had power,
Oh
and
yeah.
and that's
He was
and
getting
so
that over their heads. Yeah.
Yeah.
they control you. And then what was he doing? He was videotaping some of them so that he held them. He used it as a what do you call that?
Black.
Blackmail.
Yes. Yeah. You know what else? That's okay. And again, I'm going to drift off a little bit here, but just because what's going to happen later on, they'll probably this will probably be vital for that. Um, power. What you said about power, that is 110% correct, and I'll tell you why. There was an artist in the terror squad was Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Fat Joe stopped that artist from getting signed and pretty much blackballed him. You know,
Mm.
by the name of Cuban Link, and the guy cannot not even get on a podcast. In New York,
Really?
radio stations cut him off. Labels would not sign him. Nobody would pick him up. All this stuff. Um, the thing to me is, how do you obtain that much power to make that happen? I mean, I would think that, yeah, exactly. If you have, if you're a label and you hear an artist, you hear a good record or you hear a good album, you had a great album at the time, it could have went somewhere. How do you not say, you know what? I'm gonna go on LinkedIn. I'm just gonna, I got nothing to do with this beef. But for somebody like, and I'll say it like Fat Joe to say, hey, you know what? This is what I want done. And then let's not even start with the whole Rios family as far as um, Big Pun and all them. But I'm saying the whole thing about that is obtaining that much power, and then it leads me back again and going back to everything. He was hanging around Diddy with his buddy, you know. Uh, I wouldn't put it far fetched that a lot of these people are going to be looked into very, very, very deep, and then to see what's going on. A lot of this, and like I said, the feds already spoke on that today. They didn't come out and say it straight up, but they did say they don't care how wealthy, how rich, how what famous, whatever, we're coming to get you. And
And
if
just
you're still, and let's get into this. They stated this is a fact. They said we know he didn't do this alone. So now it's going to become a thing like, hey, listen, man, what do you got for us in our writing your sentence? Will he talk? What do you guys think about that? Will he talk?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I think we're going
I
to
mean,
talk.
I'm sure. I'm sure he would.
I
yeah,
think people are going to be chirping, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
yeah. What consequences is he really going to face? Though he's not on the street, not well, not right now. But he'll never regain that power again.
Yeah.
Those mansions and all that stuff. He went from eating good to you're gonna have some SOS in
hey,
the
aren't
in the county
confiscate
jail.
all of his stuff when he started that company. For everything that he accumulated from that point on, they're gonna take it.
Yeah, of
Oh yeah,
course. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, they're talking
yeah,
about that. Yeah,
yeah.
And I
So
mean,
all
what
the
the feds have a 80, what is it, 85% conviction rate? They're going to take all that.
yeah,
yeah.
you figure from eating good and eating all these things, and to eating SOS and dragon tongue sandwiches or with the green meat or whatever, in jail and stuff with the spork, and
No,
Well, there was a
so
there was also an
I mean,
article earlier that said when he was arrested, they found allegedly, I'll say, they found that pink powder on him. That
Mm.
the rumor was going around he had this special mix of substance he would hand out at these parties. They said that
yeah,
when he was arrested, he had some of that on him. So now, if that's even true, you know what I mean? I'm
yeah,
cautious with that because it was out there. And he turned himself in. So I was thinking, why would he have that on him if he knew he was turning himself in? But if you
right?
did, that's an instant, like, oops, you're tying yourself to the very rumor that people said you had this stuff everywhere you went.
I think they just caught them there, and that's what their lawyer's saying. Okay, just you came
Yeah.
down this way just to turn yourself in, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing you guys bring up, and we spoke about this on here as well, is
Like,
pretty sure the feds are going to look into doctors, in the medical field over
Yeah.
wrongful deaths of certain people. You know, Kim Porter, stuff like that.
That one will always bother me. Yeah.
If they find anything, if they find, I mean, you know, they're gonna, if they find anything, he's already done as it is. And you know, again, there's more coming down the pipeline. You got, you know, Jay-Z. You got Jay Z stopped what Little Wayne from performing at the Super Bowl this next year coming.
And his own, his
Howard,
home, right?
yep,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
crazy.
Howard. You know, so yeah, I think, you know what, guys. I mean, I hate to sound like a hater here, you know, but
No, I mean it's crazy.
I
Whatever you
if you
say,
have
right?
that much power, you should be a lot more humble because it came from the street. You know, you came from, as they say, you came from the mud. You should understand. You know, but people tend to forget. People tend to
Yeah.
forget what it is. You know,
You
and that's
let money,
You
yeah,
you know
you let
what?
money
Sometimes
drive.
sometimes these people live a lifestyle where they have to have more money, more money. That's it. They hit a part where they're making a lot of money, but it's the greed of that money. You know what I'm saying? Just like the big corporations, you know,
yeah,
taxing everybody, man. You know, and that's what's happening right now, and it's crazy. But when you're rich, you feel like you can get away with anything, and you can't. And
well,
and
yeah,
and, and it's showing now. It's showing now these days.
Yeah.
yeah,
But,
yeah. But
but
you know, just by him wanting to post bail, you know, and offering all that money, he thought like, oh, I'll just do this and this and that. No, they don't care.
He
They don't
really
care.
thought he was gonna be able to just skip out of there. Yeah.
Yeah. They think like, oh, like, see, because they're used to that kind of lifestyle. They're used to buying their way out. Like, okay, you know, it's like if they feed into that, take all that money and take the properties and everything else, he'll feel like, oh, I got this done. I got this in the can. They'll let me go. They're not
Right.
going to let me. They're
and, and
not.
then and then you know what? And then to add on, when you're in that status where you're somebody like in the limelight or whatever, you're a star or whatever, you get special. They give you different treatment when you get locked up. You know?
Yeah,
oh
yeah,
yeah, look at Charles Manson. He
Yeah.
was there. He lived
yeah,
the life still,
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
just not
And
lavish.
there needs to be a change in that because they're just people just like you and me, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly,
But it's
exactly.
true, like how you say that, House, because there's different celebrities or whatever people want to call them that are locked up, right? And everyone will talk about this person's at this facility and this is what happened to them or whatever. But really, it's interesting to know, like, they're being extorted for what they have. Like
Yeah,
everybody was making a bunch of videos about that Danny Masterson guy, the one that got charged with all those R word crimes, the Scientology guy. And
Mm.
I know someone on both sides of the facility he's at, and they're like, yeah, he's being extorted. Like he's on a yard where it's a cop's yard. Like he's their puppet. He hands out ducats and medical
Yeah.
slips and that. And he's already been allegedly strong armed into paying for the direct TV and the Wi-Fi for that place to
wow.
stay closed. You know what I mean? I'm like, damn. And then they were like, yeah, Suge Knight was doing that here before him. I was like,
Yeah,
what? So who
yeah.
knows?
No.
I,
They're gonna
it's,
get
it's
what
just
they
crazy
can.
that happens, you know.
Right.
It's just,
Paying for the protection, you know?
you know what, but I mean, well, you know what? I mean, to each their own, you know. But I mean, to have that much money, but be incarcerated, though, makes you don't want to. I guess it makes sense. If you're incarcerated, you have the best of things. But I just you know what, man, just this whole money hungry thing, man, is taking over the world, man. I think it just everything. People try to brag about the money all the time about everything, and that's pretty sad, man, because that's the only thing people tend to look at, you know.
And you know what, Fred?
Um,
It's like that with even all the presidents, man. Power, all the
yeah,
presidents. One person, man, controlling from China, whatever, Russia, whatever. It just power. People are afraid of them. They put fear in people. Even like Putin puts fear in the countries that are next to him, the small countries.
yeah,
So they actually help him fight the Ukraine war. Otherwise, hey, we'll take you off the map. He puts fear in a lot of people, man. It's sad. And it's just power. Rather than saying, hey, you know what, let them live their lives. Like what we do, we try to police the whole world. But when you get to a status, get back on track, when you get to a status, when you have all that money, you just think that you can do anything again, and that's not good. It's not good because you're playing with a lot of people. Look how many people lost their lives in right now during these wars, all for one person when they could really come to a negotiation and sit down with each other. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Instead, they're just going to keep on pushing. But see, it's like I was telling Jen before, it's about power, and they're on a mission right now. These countries are on a mission. So it's just power tripping, money and power tripping. Look at how much money can you have when you own like uh, all these private resorts and all this other stuff, and how much do you get out of this world?
yeah,
But
yeah. You know what? Yeah. How much more do you need? How much more do you want? Um, but I mean, you know what, man? Like the whole thing goes, we can't take it with us. You know,
yeah,
Right? I was
Yeah,
gonna say
but
that.
these
and
people,
you
yeah,
know what's
like
Yeah.
better?
that
and
scripture, they think that
I think
money is
with
the root of all evil, but it's the love of money. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's love
and,
money.
and you know what? I think with this whole Diddy thing, to be honest with you guys, I think it's the start of a new thing coming into the next year and stuff. Honestly, because I've seen videos too of you know certain law enforcement showing up to the house and trying to muscle their way in without identifying themselves correctly, and people are sending them on their ways. I think they're big things. Um, but I also believe that again, going back to the Diddy thing, these giants, these multi-millionaires, they're getting broken down to size. They're really taking them down like just some like Legos and stuff, just breaking them down to the size, and they're making an example of them. And I hope that is a clear sign to a lot of people to not and I'll say it, to worship people like that. I want to be like that. You're worshiping. You're worshiping because you want to be like that guy right there. You know, you want the money like him. You want to have this and that. And I'm guilty of it. And at a younger age, that's what we strive for. But then, life is a reality. And again, like I've always said, it's trickled down to our children. It's trickled down to social media. It's trickled down to what people feel entitled. And it's not a reality. Not a reality. And people are having a hard time accepting that. So they're taking drastic measures. They're trying to do just think, you know what? A lot of people would never get to that point of a Diddy point, of a Jay Z point. Let's face it, it's reality. A lot of people are flashing all this and they're living paycheck to paycheck or
But
whatever situation is. Excuse me,
can
go
you
ahead.
imagine? Can you imagine, like just like you said, he got it from the mud. Can you imagine going that far in life just to lose it all like
Yeah,
this? Like what a that's
yeah.
got to. I just wonder. Okay, what do you think? His first, not. I mean, what do you think, Denise? going from being like this multi-millionaire or billionaire, I don't know what he was, to spending his first night in a jail cell. Do you think he was reflecting on his sins or no?
I would hope so.
Yeah,
You
yeah. What
know,
do you think? How you think he
I
was?
mean,
No, well, okay. I know he's being tried for this, but he's saying he's innocent of all this stuff. But when they have stuff on video, where like that one thing where you seen him beating that girl in that hotel, and
yeah.
then he just pulled out some money, a wad of money, like there's a bunch of money to put it to give it to this person, not to say anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you look at that, but nah, it's not gonna. He's just gonna try to get away with it, but I don't see it looking good for him at all. I really
No.
don't.
Yeah.
And because all that stuff, sex trap, sex trafficking or whatever, and all that other stuff, man, that stuff is crazy, and that's not even right. What you do to drug people and take advantage of. And the sad thing is that he played a part like he's a male and he's going handling another male in a room. I mean, he has all these in there. I was watching the thing on it earlier today, and men kissing men, and then you have all these TD Jakes. Is that what TD Jakes? All
He
the parties.
Yeah.
allegedly, I was.
Yeah, allegedly TD Jakes, allegedly the other basketball stars and stuff like that. Well, because everybody wanted to be around him because he had so much money. He threw these parties, all this stuff. If that lifestyle, it'll catch up to you.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's
Like,
all that goes back to morals. When you look, I mean, come on,
yeah,
there's
this
certain things
comment,
that
yeah, this comment right here, the City 18 says he's thinking about who can he tell on. That's what he's
yeah.
thinking about first night in there. You're right.
And I've been in situations. There was times where I said, if I do this,
Hmm.
nah, not right. Yeah, everybody else is doing it, but that's not me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad I didn't.
Mhm.
I'm glad I didn't.
You know what? That's one thing that he's got to be in there. It's one thing, like I said, it's one thing to be accused. Like he's being accused of a lot of stuff, right? And in this country, unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess we always say, well, he's innocent until proven guilty. They just have a lot of stuff on this guy. There's a lot of proof on him, a
Yeah.
lot. And there's things that, like I said, there's one thing like if, for example, there's also people in there that are wrongfully accused.
Yeah.
Right.
That's real. Let's like the whole reality of stuff.
You know
And
what? Go ahead.
Denise Thank you,
it,
Dee.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. And the
You
thing
know what?
about that is to be accused of something, but know in your heart of hearts that it's not true.
Yeah.
It's not really. I think it's more of a stress of saying, man, why do I got to go through? I got to defend myself for this because this didn't happen.
Yeah.
But somebody in his case that it did happen. There is video. There are reports. There's facts, documented facts. There's video. There's everything.
Yeah.
He's really got to be going through it to be thinking like, man, and like they said, who's going to tell them next? People are going to start coming forward. I mean, there's
You know,
money involved. I, I feel like going over there. Hey, I was at one of the parties and this happened. I'll get some money out of it. No.
you know,
But I'm saying,
Go ahead,
I
Alex.
don't
What are you
know
gonna say?
I don't know who these individuals are, but I was watching the thing thumbing through there, and all these things about P Diddy start popping up, right?
yeah,
And a lot of people are just telling a lot of what happened during those times. They're just like blurring it out, like blah blah blah.
yeah,
So there's a lot of people that know a lot. Even look at Cat Williams. he
oh, yeah,
offered him 50 million to get him. How many times? 4 times. Come on. I mean,
exactly.
that's first of all, P Diddy. That's disgusting, man. That's
Yeah,
disgusting. That's right.
it's dude. Like, I'm
Dirty.
sickening to see, man. Like,
It's dirty.
and the stuff, like you said, it's got to be a terrible feeling to eating, the expensive wines and champagnes and dinners and stuff to,
Yeah.
bologna sandwiches, and all this other stuff it's either you're gonna eat that or you're gonna starve. I mean, they're not gonna give you all that stuff. Yeah.
Hey, so Fred, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So you're in the music industry, you didn't play like this, right?
No,
Hey, you want me to cut you a record? No, I'm just messing with you, dog.
I'll be like, hey, yeah, you know what? Nah, man, it's just you know what? And even let me put it to you this way: in the independent stuff, there's a lot of shady people too, though, man.
Mm.
Trying to get over even for a couple of bucks too and stuff. And I'll say this, and I'll get off of it, but I'll say this: you gotta love it first, man. A lot of people jump in it for the money, but you have to love it first. If you don't have love for it, you don't have a passion for it, it's not gonna go anywhere, dude. It's not gonna go anywhere because you're not really cut out for that kind of stuff. You're gonna sell yourself short. You know, uh, it's just sad, man. And not only that, I mean, if you do reach a certain success, you have to know how to balance yourself out. And that's a sad thing I see with a lot of different people even now. They're not even to a Diddy or a Jay-Z stage, and they're acting like they're like these mega superstars. And it's like, dude, like, and again, getting back to the whole Diddy thing. In the '90s, a lot of people, they looked at these people, and I'll say it, they were worshipped. Like, oh man, I want to be like him and I'm in it for the money. Not really sinning at that part. Morally, we're wrong. We were wrong. And now look at it, man. Look at it. That's what I mean. I think that this year and into next year, they're gonna break down a lot of people. They're gonna break them
Yeah,
down to size. Like we're gonna see
Right.
a lot of bad things.
Yeah. So
you know what?
check it out.
You
Yeah,
know,
go ahead.
yeah, what I seen happening right now with P Diddy and what's going on is that I hope that people that are watching this the younger generation, young people that are trying to get into the music or entertainment fields, that they really think about all this stuff that's happening and are careful when they navigate themselves through parties or whatever they go through, to try to make
Yeah.
their career, you know,
Yeah,
because I mean, it's like selling your soul to the devil when you look at the situation. I mean,
exactly.
if you want
The
this,
way they do.
this is
Yeah.
what you have to do, and that's sad. And that's what he put these people in a situation like that, P. Diddy. Well, they're saying no. So to me, that's no. But hopefully, people see what's happening right now and open their eyes, because that's not. I mean, if you want to entertain people and you want to get out there, you do it and you give it your heart and do whatever. And and it's not easy to get in the industry. You know more about it than I do. But the thing is like, be careful who you hang around with, man, and who you gonna do things for, man.
For
No,
real.
yeah, definitely, man, definitely.
I hear from Jojo. I want to read this real quick, guys. From
Go
Jojo
ahead.
AC. It says, what about the people who came out afterwards talking about they knew the whole time or what he was doing the whole time and didn't say anything? What about those people?
Is that
Should
what?
they or
They said they're going to arrest them too. They're going to go after them too, though, because
That's what I heard. All that are covered. That people that covered for him and that
yeah,
helped them, whatever. Yeah, they're gonna come after them. The guy was
yeah,
saying.
because you witnessed it and you didn't. Now you just as bad as a conspiracy, or a witness and you didn't say anything to it.
yeah.
Because the money probably just made you be quiet and make it go away. But you know what? But this is the thing. Like, say for example, I mean, it's not in my nature to do something like that, but think about it. There's a guy who works at a hotel.
Mhm.
He gets a hold of the video, right? And he says, "Look, I'll give you this much for it," and just sweep it under the rug. Okay, cool. The guy makes a copy of it, takes it home, and it's gone, right? Contact them. Hey, you know what? Spend all the money you gave me. Now I want more. And now you
Yeah.
blackball him. You know what I mean? Like you blackmail whoever. It's a vicious cycle, man. It's never going to be enough. And
Yeah.
point to what you said about earlier about selling your soul to the devil. The devil's not going to be looking out for your best interests, man. You know, at the end of the day, you got to pay. You know,
Yeah.
and this is a prime example of what's happening, dude. Like you have bad intentions, and I believe in that. You have bad intentions. You do things, you do things with bad intention that cause harm to others, whether it's physical, mental, or just because. It's not going to end well for you, man. It's really not going to end well. I truly believe that. I can't. I find it sickening that some of these people are there talking about, oh, pray to God everything works out for me with it, when you know darn well you did wrong or you're lying. That's just blasphemy, man. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's sickening. I think it's sickening, guys. I really
And
do.
what happened to majority of these people too? They end up dead, right? Committing
Yeah,
suicide,
yeah.
or you know,
Yeah.
and then
They,
we don't know we don't know the outcome of. Well, we know the outcome. It just stops and that's it. But uh, somebody was saying he heard a lot of people on his way. I mean, of course, he heard a lot of people on his way up there. But what if he just ends up, unalive? Those
yeah.
people are still going to
They,
go
you
through.
know what? They were talking about that when they were asking questions to that one gentleman that was giving the doing the press conference or whatever. And they were asking him a question about that, just like Epstein. He was arrested and then he took his life. He did what he did. So they're wondering if he's going to have a problem with him doing that. With the P Diddy.
Yeah.
So to me, and he what did they say? That he can't basically talk about it. Whatever happened, they're two different things, whole two different things. But still, yeah, I mean, you have to watch out for them because what he's going to be convicted of is going to be decades if he's found guilty. You know, and that's a
Yeah.
long.
And one of those
But
charges, I mean, could carry life. Just one of those charges.
watch how these people start popping off, like we were talking about earlier. That if he starts talking and people start chirping, and
Yeah.
watch just the names that are going to come out are like, oh,
Yeah. I
you
believe it.
the whole Trump thing comes out where he put a bounty on that too, though. All that comes into play, man. All that's not. It doesn't just go away. Somebody somewhere
Yeah.
is gonna want some money out of that, and if they have the proof for it, you know,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be a good thing. Either way, whichever way it goes for him, he's gonna serve time,
Yeah.
regardless of the situation. He's gonna serve time.
Yeah.
Can he handle it, regardless of what it is? Can he handle, whatever decades, or can he handle even a few years?
Yeah.
That's going to be the real deal right there, though.
well,
In
he's
way
probably going
from
to.
that, like,
From what I heard from people that were locked up in the feds, that it's a lot easier to do time in the feds than it is, a state. But
Yeah.
they get special privileges, man, because of their status, and that's wrong.
to,
It's
to,
wrong.
you know what, but I can't imagine that living on a yacht or going on a yacht and living the way he was living. I don't care how good it is in any prison system, whether it's the feds or not. It can't be better than being free, man. At the end of the day, he's still incarcerated, and I think that's what gets the best of him because they're still incarcerated. To anybody else, like for example, like to us, John Doe over here, something like that happened. If something like that happened, we'll be like, oh no, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. It's like whatever. But to somebody of that stature, I mean, it can be good, man. Mentally, it won't be good. I don't think it'll be good either way. You know.
Well, he's going to have to deal with it. He's going to have to deal with it because of what he did. He destroyed a lot of people. He did a lot of people wrong, and he hurt a lot of people, basically. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely did that.
Yeah.
Definitely. real quick, I just wanted to bring up earlier we were talking about how the parents of that last school shooter were being charged, right?
Oh, yeah.
There is I forgot to mention this. There's a sheriff. I think it was a sheriff in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I tried to download the video, but it didn't do the right thing. So he released a statement, and he said, "Any of you parents out there that are not willing to parent your children, I'm going to do it for you."
Oh, I saw that.
And he's like, "If I have to bring out your kid and even do a little perp walk and bring them across in front of the cameras, that's what I'm going to do." He brought a kid across the cameras and showed his face and everything. Kid looked young. He looked like he was like 12 years old.
Yeah.
But he had all these, weapons and paraphernalia and stuff that I guess this kid had and had made threats. Fortunately, people had called and said, "Hey, this kid's making threats and stuff," and they went over there and found him and all of this stuff before he was able to do something. But he said he's going to start making examples out of the kids and the parents.
I think they
I think
should.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of the kids.
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah,
Right.
I think they should. If you're caught doing something like that, like for example, even again going to the kids, going to celebrities, going to whoever, if you lie or you whatever situation you do in any situation that you wrongfully did something, I think it should be held accountable. I mean, regardless of age. I mean, it needs to stop at some point,
Right.
and examples need to be made, for people to have that second thought, like, well, maybe not, I mean, they're not playing, like, let's not go too far. Like back in the day, say, oh, well, the youngster could take it because he don't have as much stuff on him as I do, supposedly, back in the day. And they will play that game until they start tacking on more time for,
Yeah.
for example, a gang that,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
they
Right.
play games, they start playing
Yeah.
games. It starts to get even harder now.
Uh, Cholo says
Yep.
you guys have to wait till Lord Cholo takes over the world. No one is safe.
Lord,
Debbie says
uh,
shaking in her chocolates right now. That's crazy. Yeah.
So you guys
Hey,
said
we
something,
already have somebody like a next president, Cholo. We don't need another one.
I don't know if we want to move on or
There
what.
you go.
yeah,
Yeah. You have Denise, that one story, I didn't get the whole details of it, but I was cracking up at the football one. It's kind of messed up, but what was the team that was playing?
Oh, Green Bay. They were playing. I don't remember who they were playing though, but maybe Cholo.
Okay, so
No, Cholo does sports, but the Green Bay guy, uh, he vomited, and it happened to land. I mean, he vomited on the ball. He
on the
didn't. I don't
football,
think he meant to. Yeah, the football. I don't think he meant to um, vomit, but he did. And it landed on the football, and then he threw that. I don't know what it was. Green Bay what played against the Colts. Okay, yeah.
So he vomited, and then he threw chunks, and then he threw the
He
ball, and
threw
then
chunks and then he threw it. Yeah. So they were like they were talking to the refs, and they were like, next time if something like that happens, are you going to stop the game? Like, are you going to? They're like, most definitely they would.
I would be like,
again, something like that.
"Did you grab that ball or not?"
So
Nobody
the quarterback ended up puking on the ball then, huh?
I don't know if that was a quarterback.
One of them puked on the ball, and the guy grabbed it and went running with it. Right? I was like, man, that guy deserves something.
I'm sorry, guys. I didn't really look into that story. I just heard it real quick at the end, and I was just like,
that bacteria, right? I mean, they even, especially going through COVID stuff and that kind of like, that's a lot of bacteria though from
oh, yeah,
I know.
okay.
body kind of.
Yeah.
Ugh. I just hope he couldn't like smell nothing, or I imagined all that when I saw the video. I was like, oh Lord, that's
Yeah.
awful. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
It doesn't sound like a good thing, though. I mean, like,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
But I mean, that's something new for them to think about now and have to make a ruling on. Do
Well,
they
yeah.
call the game or keep going?
I mean, that shouldn't have even been a thing. It's like, call it, that's it. Just call off, they throw
Right.
flags when they need to, right? Well, this is puke you're talking about. Somebody
Yeah.
else's,
Should have stopped the game.
not good. Yeah.
Hey, but when it comes to NFL and playing a football game, they're pretty intense and serious about it. So, like, even when somebody gets hurt and stuff, the game must go on, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean,
And it does. You know?
ball is just, I don't know. It was like,
It's crazy.
what
That's,
was it
What's
on?
that?
Was it off the ball and then they, it's all over the, I don't know.
I was watching the Chargers game, and then I looked, and it was kind of boring. So then I flipped through the TV, and there was another game, lacrosse. I said, "Man, this lacrosse seems more interesting than the Chargers game."
no. Did you watch it?
What, the Chargers game?
The
Oh,
lacrosse
I
game?
watched it. Yeah, I watched it for a little bit, but it's pretty it tripped me out because I never seen that. But how they have this little thing that they hold a stick with a thing in the ball and they throw it through the little area, the little goal or whatever. I never seen that game, and then I seen it. I'm like, wow, I was tripping out on that. Yeah.
I'll look that up.
What's the one where they have the little skinny sword and they like jab each other?
Oh,
I was,
Joust?
and they have it in lacrosse.
I don't know what it was. I remember this. Sorry, I mean, my mom sees this. I remember when she got with my stepdad, he was like, "Oh yeah, I was like the number one." He was trying to like hype himself up to us. We were kids, the jouster in high school. I'm like, jousting? What is that? He showed us the sword. I was like, it looks like a toothpick, a big old toothpick. Who did you think that
Comes
thing?
out with his old gear on.
Right? I had never heard of it before.
Jousting, that's when you're on a horse and you have that big long stick, right?
No, he's
long-
on the floor.
Just
different, yeah.
fighting another guy, but basically, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But like not in a weird way, without baby oil.
Speaking of sportsmanship, guys, and sports and stuff, I don't mean to redirect everything here, guys.
Left
Can you see the fight last week on Saturday? The Canelo and
I wasn't gonna pay $90 for it. Did you guys watch it?
You can get it free. I always get it free, Jen. I'm telling you. You can't get it free.
I saw it. Yeah, what you think of it, House? What you think of it? I saw it.
Canelo brought it, but the guy was one part that I didn't like is when that guy had tried intentional headbutt him. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But, Canelo had it, but he did take some punches though. But Canelo went all the rounds, all the way. But then afterwards, because there was a lot of talk going, a lot of crap talking, up to it and this and that. But in reality, at the end, when he was hugging him, it reminded me of the Cholo fight, Cholo and Gunner fight, kind of like, I love you. Can I put my head on your shoulder?
I saw what I saw in that too was there was about trash talk. It seemed like to get a little personal for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, man, the knockdown in the third round was just solid straight, and he went down, dude. Like it just showed the power he had. I'll give him this. He had a lot of heart, man. He didn't go down again. He took a beating, dude. He took a beating through 12 rounds of like, wow. Canelo took him to school. I mean, he took him to school, Bernardo, right? Edgar Bernardo, right? He took a beating. And that's supposed about something. But he did a lot of talking, but I mean,
And I give it to Canelo for fighting a younger fighter. I mean, he was way younger than him too, as well. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
he,
Cholo said to the
he,
young kid at Berlanga, he brought it. Yeah,
yeah,
there you go.
he hung in there, man. He hung in there, and he took some good solid uppercuts too. I was like, man, like I thought he was gonna go down again, but I mean, he had a slip in the later rounds. But I mean, the guy did not go down. I got to give him that much, man. So I give him respect. You know? But yeah, I just think overall, man, I just think that Canelo is overskilled. You know, he's just more experienced, more
Yeah.
skills. And that's just about the bottom line today. You know.
But that other guy has he's what he that was his first loss, right? Berlinga? That was
Yeah.
his first loss,
No,
yeah.
was it?
Yeah, yeah. I think
Yeah.
they were saying it was his first loss, but in reality, he's got a future ahead of him, you know. He did
Yeah.
hang in there, though. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so.
So
I think so.
they went 12 rounds.
He went
Yeah.
to- yeah.
Well, yeah,
I didn't
pretty
think it
good.
was. Oh, when he got knocked down in the third, I said, man, he's not going to make it to the six. You know,
And
but
Shaka
he can't take him.
Berlanga walked into the ring at 193 pounds. Oh wow, and it showed. Yeah, they're heavyweights, right? Sheesh. Fred, you're cutting out. The feds are tapping
Yeah.
your wires.
Yeah.
You said too much,
Yeah. Hey,
right? San Jose Lifer. Saludos. Okay, guys, we're gonna start wrapping up. What do you got going on, house, this next week? Anything?
you know, I just keep on pushing and take it day by day. I've been focusing on my health and my body and working out and like, you know, focusing on that because it feels good, you know. And I'm gonna start doing a thing, but I haven't done it yet. And if you've seen the thing said Firme Radio,
Yeah.
basically I'm gonna start doing something like that. Other than that, just taking it. I take each day by day. You know, I don't
Like,
plan ahead. I just deal with every day that comes, but my days are busy. You know, I'm always doing something, and I love the weather. Man. I love the weather, man. I'm telling you. It was pretty hot in here a few weeks ago, man. A few days ago, man.
Yeah.
it's hot. Well, that's good to hear. Yeah, we were gonna ask you about the name Firme Radio, so we'll be looking
Yeah,
forward to it. Okay.
I'm actually putting things together right now and gonna get something going. You know.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
Um,
So what do you got coming up this week? Anything exciting for you? Or are you just kind of going with the flow right now?
me? Did you-
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Denise?
Station. We're going to go to Greenspan this Saturday.
Okay.
So Mel's
Which
gonna
one?
go a tango. He's
Are you gonna get a dongle?
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna head out there. I know Teresa's gonna go with us. Excuse me, meet us up there.
All right.
Go have some dinner afterwards. But yeah, I wanted to go out there and
Are you guys going to a function or something like that, or what? Concert or what?
I'm still on the fence with that one. But there is a summer nights with Gilu. I don't know if he's still in here.
He's probably his show starting right
That's
now,
on the 21st, or
I think.
I don't want to get the days wrong, but
Yeah, I'll post it in the community section, but I think it's the 28th.
yeah, there's a function coming up though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Fred, what about yourself? What do you have going on? Anything? Dropping
Yeah,
something new?
I got some more lovely appointments coming up, but hey, I'm good. Um, but other than that, yeah, I have
No.
I'm going some more content coming up on Friday. It'll be a little bit more lighthearted compared to the last one. Yeah,
Okay, some
but
lighthearted content.
I got some stuff coming up, and yeah, I'm just keeping myself busy. You know, keeping myself busy. I have plans for Saturday and stuff like that. So yeah, I can go out.
Hey,
You know,
can I bring up
get
something real quick? Just real
go.
quick. I just want. Did you guys trip out on the pagers in Lebanon?
What was that all about? I
Yeah,
would.
from what I heard was reading, I was watching this thing. Is that Israel bought them? I'm not sure if it's true or not. They bought a bunch of pagers and then they implanted these explosive devices in them, and then they resold them in mass quantity, and then they sold them to Hamas. Was it Hamas? No, or not Hamas. What was it? Uh, it
One
was
of those
Hamas.
groups.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
something.
so.
The group in Lebanon, all
Yeah.
their main people that are part of them, and through a certain frequency, it just set them off, and boom. And I mean, there was a lot of people injured, man. All that simultaneously, man. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that. That's crazy, though. I was getting the tail end of that right before we started. That sounded crazy. I haven't seen a pager in a long
They're
time.
trying to find a way to communicate without using cell phones and stuff like that, so they stay under the radar. But little did they know this was all happening. Bam. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So watch out. Don't carry a pager. I know pagers were back in the day. But
Right. Over with. No way. That's crazy. But we'll get back together, you guys, next week. Same time, same place, all new topics. I've got something I need to drop this week as well. Just got to wrap it up, a few little finishing touches. But until next time, much love to everyone that tapped in. It's good to have all of your beautiful faces back. It was so nice.
It's good to be back. I'll have this squared away next time so everyone won't have no problems. It's just that I haven't used it and everything changed, you know?
Thank you.
When it went on, they moved everything around and switched up. So I'm like, And I tried to fix it, but I couldn't in time. So I'll have it fixed by
next week. It'll be all good. Yeah. But like I said, great to see everyone. You guys make sure you go tapping over to G Lou's channel right now. He should be live as we speak with their show Changing the Game. And that said, is that anything to say, Fred? Did you want to say something?
Oh, no.
Okay. Okay. Lord Cholo, watch out for him.
Lord Cholo. Yeah. Have a blessed week. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, Fred. All right. Thank you. Much love, guys. Buenas noches. See you next week. Same time, same place.
Good night.